Hi, today I wanted to discuss why and how you can be consistent. Now, what does it mean to be consistent? It means you're choosing certain actions that you want to repeat them at a certain frequency so that you are at benefit. So, the actions that you consciously choose that you want to be consistent at eventually would become habits. There are many actions which we do unconsciously, and those habits may be helpful, may not be. But in this case, you want to choose certain actions which will benefit you, and you want to consciously make them consistent so that you're at an advantage. So let's see how we can make certain actions into a consistent habit. So, first and foremost is grit. Whatever action you choose to be consistent with, you need to have formidable amounts of grit and determination to perform the action no matter what happens. And let's stick around with an example of waking up at 6:30 a.m. So if you want to wake up at 6:30 a.m., first and foremost, you need to have a lot of determination, a lot of grit that I am going to wake up at 6:30 a.m. no matter what happens. Second, track your consistency, which means you see how consistent are you at that particular action. So I would recommend printing out the calendar form of that month, which has the first day of the month to the last day of the month in the form of blocks. And then you can check or tick mark each day in which you have consistently performed that action. And even more better way would be just to put a smiley on the day that you have actually performed that action. And at the end of the month, you can see how many smileys do you actually have for the action that you have performed. And in that way, you're able to track if you're consistent with this action or not. Third, remove all the distractions. So if you want to inculcate that pattern, inculcate that new action, you need to make it easier for you because this is something new. You are enforcing yourself to do something totally unfamiliar. So make it as easy as possible. So what is the easiest way for you? Remove the distractions. For example, if you want to wake up at 6:30 a.m., you would need to sleep in early. So remove all those extra things that you might do towards the end of the day of the previous day, remove them. Or at least be smart about them. What else can you do to make it much more easier for you to wake up at 6:30 a.m.? Maybe you can keep your alarm or however you wake up in the next room and not in the room where you sleep so that you're forced to wake up, walk, and go switch it off. What else can you do to make it easier for you to wake up at 6:30 a.m. and start, let's say you want to go for a walk after that. What else can you do? Immediately, as soon as you open your eyes at 6:30 a.m., go into the washroom, go take a cold or hot shower, depending on what's the temperature out there. Wake yourself up with water. Now, these are a few examples in which you can remove distractions, make your path simpler because you're already doing something that takes effort. Okay. Now, the fourth thing. I think fourth point is the most important one. Always know your why. What is the reason? What is the strong reason because of which you wanted to take that action into consideration and also make it consistent? Perhaps the strong reason could be you want to go for these consistent walks at 6:30 a.m. so that you have better health, so that you are taking care of your body, and that is very important for you. And nothing can come in between. And this is something you have determined or decided that you will be doing. So that could be a strong why. And always remind yourself with this why because your body, your mind will try to trick you as much as possible because this is something new and they do not want to do it because they're not used to it. And this is something very alarming for them. So you need to constantly remind yourself that I am doing this because I want to go for those walks. I want to wake up at 6:30 a.m. so that I feel much better physically, emotionally, and mentally. So you would have to keep reminding yourself with why. I would even recommend put it on a piece of paper and stick it wherever you sleep, or go through it at least twice or thrice in a day so that you are constantly reminding that why you're waking up. Now, the point number 5 is remind yourself, if you don't consistently take this action, what may happen. So even the negative repercussion sometimes helps. So you can tell yourself, okay, if I don't go for these consistent walks at 6:30 a.m., perhaps I may become very lethargic. I may have lower energy throughout the day. I may become physically not so well over a long period of time. And that may be good enough reason for you to gear back into your consistent mode. And point number 6, be at it no matter what happens. That is, be perseverant. There will be challenges, there'll be some off days, but you get back and get at it and be perseverant. So the first point, which is having that grit, and the 6th point, having that perseverance, these are interrelated, and these will help you the most in getting through and making this action as consistent as possible. And if you have some smarter ways in which you make your actions consistent, please drop them below in the comment section. I would love to see. And thank you for sticking around. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you again next time. Thank you so much.